ingredients. Got butter, which you'll probably need just a nice big tablespoon of butter. You can use oil, but for this particular dish, the mixture of the cream and the butter just works absolutely beautifully. Chicken, you would probably only need roughly about, that's 500 grams of chicken, but it depends on for your family. If you're cooking for more people, then obviously you use a bit more. Creme fraiche. This one is I think it's 300 grams, 300 mils of creme fraiche. Here have about 250 grams of mushrooms sliced up. Here one very large onion, diced. And I'm just putting in a bit of extra. You don't have to do this, but I like a bit of spinach sometimes with it. I just think it gives it a kick. So that's about 4 large handfuls of spinach, salt and pepper, and that's it. That's all you need. Right, and of course, a very good quality pan. That's important, minus the cat. The next step is to just melt that butter. I know it looks like a lot of butter, but it's only 1 heaped tablespoon. But once the butter has melted, you just chuck in the chicken and season with salt and pepper, which I have done, and then just give it a toss and a turn to coat all the chicken in the butter, and it should start sizzling in a minute. Fry up that chicken until it turns golden brown and cooked. Once your chicken is a delicious golden color and cooked through like that, then just pop it into a bowl and put on the side and leave that there to rest. In the frying pan, using the same butter that you cook the chicken in, just pop the onions and start to brown those onions so they go all brown and sticky. You want nice sticky browned onions. As you can tell, we have some sticky brown onions. And then we also have some soft white onions. When it gets to this point, you want to add your mushrooms and stir it in with those onions. Brown those mushrooms. Once you've got your mushrooms and your onions to this beautiful golden color, it's then that you can chuck in, if you are using it, some spinach. But again, spinach is optional. I know that looks like a lot, but spinach obviously shrinks. So I'm going to be mixing that in a minute, and it's going to shrink down. Once that spinach has cooked down a bit, you can re-add the chicken back to the pan, and you're just going to give this a nice mix through and turn the heat down. That's very important. Just turn it down 1 or 2 knobs. It's now at this point where you can empty the 300 mils of creme fraiche. Also add, I've only got a tiny bit, you really don't want much water, so you just want to put like a drizzle, literally like that. I've only put like the tiniest bit, and then you can add more water if it needs thinning out. Once you've stirred all the creme fraiche and that tiny bit of water that you add to it into the chicken, this is the most important bit. You've got to let it simmer. And just stirring it occasionally. The longer you simmer, I would say simmer it for at least 10 minutes, between 7 and 15 minutes. I know it sounds like a long time, but it helps the chicken to become tender. And as the sauce cooks down, it'll get darker in colors. I've actually just remembered one thing I forgot to add to it, which was the garlic. So do add a clove, 1 to 2 cloves of garlic. I usually put 2 cloves, but depending on your taste, add a clove of garlic when you're frying the onion. You can see now that sauce is really thickening up, and it's got this beautiful, almost creamy golden color. And here you have it, the finished product. I've done mine with some buttery mashed potatoes, some broccoli, green beans, and there it is. All delicious and yummy.